Hey, what's up, guys? Little man with a big opinion here. I'm in my kitchen today and I picked up these really cool jars from a thrift store. I couldn't tell you exactly how much they hold, uh, but I got three of them. Biggest one, next biggest one, and then the smallest one compared to the medium sized one. And I just wanted to talk about some of the things I purchased this week for different stages of prepping. I'm continuing to buy freeze dried food. I got more of this Ready Wise. This is their high plateau veggie chili, and I really enjoy this one. Um, it tastes pretty good, uh, and you know I supplemented it with adding beef to it as well, just to add you know more protein. It's got 21 grams of protein um, for the container compared to 96 grams of carbs. So it was enjoyable. The only one I haven't tried is their blueberry coconut dessert one. And I don't think I will because I'm not a big coconut fan. But my wife likes coconut, so uh, that's why I picked those up. Another thing that I started eating about 2 years ago. Um, my aunt's son is about 3 years old, and this is one of his favorite snacks. These are yogurt bites for 9+ year olds, or stage three, whatever that means. I don't have kids yet, so I'm not gonna worry about them. But I started eating them, and they're amazing. Uh, so I'll eat a couple of them now. But for those of you that don't know, this is freeze dried yogurt. If you freeze dry stuff, kind of like this Ready Wise meal, it's got about a 25-year shelf life. Now, the container it comes in, if it is Mylar, then it's a very thin Mylar. Um, so I haven't really started super stacking these because they do have a decent bit of sugar in them compared to what I need to eat as a diabetic. But that's a great snack to start adding to your preps, and I'll just eat two more. Next thing, these potatoes. I'm thinking they'll fit inside of this container. And I want to put it into uh, glass just so the bugs cannot get into it. The box is a little deformed because I froze it and it got moist a little bit, and let's see, inside is fine. I freeze most of my preps, that way I kill the little bug eggs. I've also already washed these jars and let them dry. And for the rubber seal on them, I've got those little isopropyl alcohol wipes for when I have to prick my finger to check my blood sugar. So I just used one of those. But I also could have just used, hot water as well. But the other point of this video is one of my friends from school told me I've been doing way too much talking about prepping and not much showcasing prepping stuff. If I knew where my canning funnel was, I'd feel a little bit better about doing this. But he said, just show you actively, putting preps away, how you prepare your stuff. And also, talk about it, give good tips on it. Ooh, this is going to be close. Actually, it might not be close. These flakes are actually... I might need to use another container to put more potato flakes in. Or go grab some of the mason jars I've got. But I like the idea of using these containers because this is going to be part of my working pantry supply. I just recently washed my hands, but I am cleaning off the top of it. That way, the potential for the seal, any air gaps or anything, it kind of lessens. I didn't shake the second time. But for your caloric reference, 34 servings as packaged, it's 80 calories. So I guess if you just ate them like this, you get 80. As prepared, 150. I'll do some quick math. I'm going to go grab a couple more mason jars, and then we'll get the rest of this stuff stored up. Alright, so grabbed a couple more mason jars. This is what the potato flakes look like, completely filling up the container. Also did some quick calculations, and it's 5,100 calories worth of potatoes in the form that they're in inside of this container. The way they make these potato flakes, it's very similar to freeze drying, if not actually freeze drying. I'm not 100% certain. But this is another one of those things that I've stored properly. And, the bug problem has been taken care of. Whether that's putting an oxygen absorber in it or freezing it, then, you should get roughly 25, at least 25 years out of your food storage, if not more than 25. Alright, so I'll get this poured, and then we'll move on to the storing of some other stuff. Alright, so that box of potatoes nearly filled up a quart jar. This will go into long-term food storage. That other bit will become working pantry. So we'll just get the date put on this. 2/26/22. Judge me on my handwriting in the comment section, because I know it's awful. I've had this for a little bit. 5 pounds of just pure and simple honey. I'm going to put it, or most of it, also into a quart mason jar, just because, my plastic container will degrade well before my honey should degrade. And when I get my jars, I typically get 2 or 3 cases at a time, and I clean them all, just in batches like that. So I didn't have any I needed to clean for the sake of today's video. But the next time I do a cleaning batch of my jars, then I will definitely, film that for you. But your prepping doesn't have to be, super expensive, super fancy. I'm pretty good about staying within, budget when I need to stay within a budget. I say I've had this for a while. the bottom bit of the jar has crystallized, so I'm going to have to warm it up in a pot to get all of it out. But for now, we've got nearly a full jar of honey, which probably means that a 5-pound jar will get pretty darn close to filling up a quart. It just says 80 ounces. I don't know how many ounces are in a quart, for being honest. And, you know, like I say, a lot of the foods that I do long-term food storage on do have, you know, a 25 to indefinite, you know, shelf life. I just also write dates on this kind of stuff, you know, because if it ever comes time for me to actually have to, you know, consume this stuff, then, you know, a little bit of personal science can be involved, and I can say, you know, without a doubt, that definitely lasted as long as it needed to last. This jar, I'm going to put my oatmeal in it, and I'm just going to leave it in its individual packets. The one that I've been craving recently is apple cinnamon. So most of the time, your oats are going to be just plain oats. We got organic rolled oats, organic cane sugar, organic dehydrated apples, cinnamon, sea salt, and then it just says natural flavor. Honestly, couldn't tell you what natural flavor meant. I would assume, you know, if it says it's apple cinnamon, you know, dehydrated apples, they're going to last a pretty darn long time. And most of your spices will last almost indefinitely, just like other things do. So let's get these in there. The only purpose of removing it from these, or not removing it from these packages, is so I can, you know, count my calories, because trying to, you know, lose fat, gain muscle. So keeping it in these packages for me is important. If you just want to package individual oats this way, you can also do that. Or if you don't care about, you know, exact portion sizes, you could take it out of these packages as well. The main purpose, you know, because as you can see, I've got a lot of, you know, air gaps in this jar. So space-wise, it's not the most, you know, efficient thing I could be doing. I think I'm actually going to leave one out and eat it up here. But I have pre-froze these as well, just in case of bugs, bug eggs hatching. But my rodents aren't going to get into this glass container, but they would chew through the cardboard box and get into my oats. Alright, the last thing that I've purchased in the last couple of days for prepping was another box of shotgun ammo. This is just standard 8-shot, 2 3/4 shells. But, you know, prepping budget wise, you know, potatoes $3 or $4, freeze-dried food was like $8. If I count the honey for this, even though I'm pretty sure I bought it probably 6 months ago at this point, that was another $15, $20. Oatmeal was $3 or $4. Shotgun shells was like $7 or $8. And these specific jars, getting them from a thrift store, I paid $2 for the big one and $2 for the next two sizes. So get your deals where you can get your deals, and, you know, let me know in the comment section down below what you have purchased for your prepping supplies recently. And with that, catch you in the next one.